home security, and
Yes.
you were explaining kind of your perspective.
Yes. Like I said, the agreement was that at the end of the contract, any minor design modifications and additional expenses occurred could be billed appropriately. And I realize in the past, overages have only been up to $10,000, but in this instance, more manpower was needed, and hence the excess bill of $36,000. The project was finished even before the deadline. The project looks specialized, and the project needed a specialized personnel and components that were not readily available locally. So that was another factor in the cost. And you also called mid-project and made more modifications, and no change of work order or bill was processed to document all this.
Right.
And as a result, the costly alterations to an otherwise basic design modified the usual changes drastically.
Right. There were some pretty significant changes, yes. And I think one of the challenges with the way we've done business in the past, or my client, is we've always had the standard form of contract, and then we haven't managed change orders in any sort of formal way. So we've certainly set a pattern of behavior.
Okay, true. And in this instance, that all wasn't, it was all put to the side, I guess, in spite of a contract. The contract was put aside just because the work order was so important, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
The failure to issue a change order form and an itemized expenditure form sheet, actually, to justify the expenses, was an issue, which could have been justified, which could have justified the $36,000 if it was made up and documented like it was supposed to be.
Right. So my client can certainly document and justify the $36,000 of costs.
Well, obviously somebody didn't keep up their part of the bargain, and there was some kind of irresponsibility as far as paperwork that documented all this. So that's the problem here right now. And to authorize payments and stay up on top of charges is somebody's responsibility, and I think it's a two-way responsibility.
Yeah, I agree. I think both of our clients over the years have been a little bit sloppy in that they start with a standard form contract, but then they don't document the requested changes as a result. So where we're at today is there's a $20,000 payment, kind of a final payment that's being withheld.
Okay.
Plus the $36,000 in overage charges. Now I can ask my client to define and document the $36,000 in overage charges. What we'd like to see is the resolution to both those charges, which total $56,000.
Okay.
So you have
if we have that and we prepare that for you and deliver, then I have your promise to finalize the work and finalize the payment, actually, so that we can get this all taken care of.
Yeah. So we can certainly do that.
You know what I would hate for either company to lose money by taking legal actions and losing a battle that was actually the responsibility of a couple other people in the matter, and something simple that mediation could have found a solution for.
Right. So is it your proposal then that my client provides documentation for the $36,000 in overage charges, and then when he does that, your client would be willing to pay both those charges?
Yes, sir. That would be.
Okay. All right. Well, I think that's a good resolution, and my client would like to retain the business relationship, a positive business relationship.
Okay, that's certainly our goal too.
Okay. Well, I think that wraps this one up then.
Okay.